Hi everyone! So this is a bit of a Nico update vlog about what he's been up to. Obviously he's done a couple of shows, but we've been doing a lot more in the background. So obviously over the winter I started having some lessons with him, mostly doing like long reining him. That doesn't make sense. Mostly doing long reining. So my skills of long reining are much better than they are here. But he doesn't like water much. We've not gotten over that, but he is getting braver. But anyway, this vlog is kind of just showing you the stages of where we're at now. It doesn't include anything like shows of winter or anything like that. They're all in separate vlogs. So if you want to see those, then go and have a look at those. So yeah. I guess I'll kind of like talk you through the process of what we've been doing. So in January I started having lessons with Karen, who has been brilliant, both as an instructor but also kind of like as a coach, I suppose, as well, like giving you a bit more confidence in your own ability. I had long range before, but not for probably about, how old is Ellie? Ellie is 20, so probably not for about, I don't know, 17 years. And I definitely probably didn't do it properly when I did it 17 years ago. So I did need a refresher of what to do with long reining. This is relatively near to the start of kind of when we'd had our lessons. So I am much better with it now. I kind of know what I'm doing with the reins or the lunge lines. But Nico's really enjoyed it. He loves having a job to do. Don't get me wrong, like he's obviously still a youngster. He's 3, so he's still a bit like, ooh, what's that? Like still a bit looky. But he's been brilliant. He takes everything in his stride, mostly. And he's doing really, really well. He loves having a job, as I say. Like, it just keeps him out of bother. If he's not got a job, he will find ways to self-harm in the field or get himself into bother, or he'll break fences down, whatever. But if he's doing a little bit of work, like we literally do maybe like 10 minutes at a time, it keeps him happy, keeps him satisfied, and he's got that little bit of energy out of him. So I think it is better for him to do this. We have been mixing it up, so we are quite lucky where we are in terms of we've got a little route which is kind of like a mile, and we're very lucky because the people that live along that route are very good with like passing in the cars and stuff. But we've also got a bridle way and kind of like a track as well, so we've been going around there. But we have also been doing different stuff in the field, so we've been doing transitions. I've also recently, just literally the other day, started doing a bit more advanced transitions, so like we're doing halts to trot, trot to halt, that sort of thing. But we've also been throwing in some pole work because he does love his pole work, just to kind of mix it up and keep it fresh for him, because he likes that and he likes doing different stuff. But yes, he really does love his pole work. I think he is going to be a future show jumper.
Please, can we have them in?
As you can see, we've obviously been using boots on him, which he is getting better with.
Also, he's done this a few times.
He does try to pull them off, but I think that might just be a bit of a quirk for him. And I have also got a saddle for him. So we obviously developed from doing the long reining with the roller to then using a saddle. He genuinely is just literally taking everything in his stride. I thought he would be quite spicy to kind of bring on and back and educate and that sort of thing, but he is very, very relaxed and mellow. Like, don't get me wrong, he has his little like flighty moments, but we try to not make a big deal out of it. Like, you know, if he speaks at something, it's fine, it's okay, don't worry, we'll just get over it and carry on. Like, not make a big deal out of it, because I think if you make a big deal out of it, then that's what creates the issue. Don't get me wrong, there's been a couple of times where he's had proper freakouts and I have had to let go, because otherwise I'll go flying across the field. And he's gone flying across the field with the reins behind him. But again, we just don't make a big deal out of it. We just kind of let him stop, go over to him, tell him he's a good boy, because obviously he's not run away. Like, he's stopped, we've gone over to him, he's let us catch him. That's what we want. Like, we don't want him to think, oh God, I've run away because I spooked at something and now I'm going to get told off by my mum. so I'm going to run away again. Like, we want him to not think that. Like, being still and letting us go near him is a really good thing. So even if he has a freak out, we go over to him and we say, good boy, like, it's fine, we just carry on, no big deal. So with all the long reining, we have gotten to a point where we are sitting on him. So what I have been doing up until recently was doing some long reining for a little bit, maybe like 10 minutes. And then as long as he's seeming chilled and happy, then we think about getting on. So I only do this when I have got a helper, because that would be really irresponsible to do it when you're on your own. So always when I've got a helper, I obviously wear a hat, I wear sensible shoes, and I always wear my body protector. To begin with, we just literally, you can't see it here, but I literally would just like put my leg over. So I'd stand on the mat and block and I'd put my leg over, do that a few times. He was absolutely fine with that. So then after that, we sort of tried leaning over, so I had a bit more of my weight on. He was completely fine with that. But what we did do is when we were leaning over him, we would try and get him to bend his neck around so he could see that it was me, and I'd give him a treat so that he knew that me being behind him and on top of him was a good thing. And then eventually we progressed to putting my leg back over again, but actually like putting more weight into it and actually sitting on him. Again, he didn't care. We did do this over a long period of time, so I know a lot of people will kind of back their horse by they'll just literally get on and go. I did this stage over quite a few different sessions. So I did it a few times with Karen when we were out taking him long reining on the road. There was a handily bench, so we would just use the bench and do everything that I just said. So we would literally do that, and then we would just get off, and that would be it. Like, we wouldn't actually move on him, so we didn't walk. So we did that maybe like half a dozen times, and then we did the same again, but obviously included a few more paces of walk and just really gradually built it up. He hasn't had any freakouts or anything at all, so I think it's worked for him. He's been so easy, actually. Like, I was kind of like wondering what I was going to say then, but I can't really criticise him because he's been so easy. But also I think because we're doing it so slowly, like, I am conscious that he's only 3, and I wouldn't normally do this as with a 3-year-old. I normally would always wait until they're 4, but because he just needs to be doing stuff, because otherwise he like is just hurting himself or destroying things, but like things that if he destroys them could hurt him, I've just kind of brought it forward a bit, and like physically he's very strong. Like obviously I know he's not matured for a few years time, but I'm lucky because I'm quite light as well. But we are keeping it really short and sweet, like really short, sweet, and very basic. Like when I ride him, I'm not doing anything, like we're not doing lateral work or anything like that. It's literally just walk, stop, walk, maybe a few strides of trot now. It's mainly just getting in the commands, which he already knows pretty well anyway because I've done so much long reining with him, but it's just getting him used to it. And I'm just carrying on with what we're doing, really, like everything in short, small bursts so that it's not a big deal. Also, obviously giving him heaps of praise because he's being such a good boy. And he is a big fan of the NAF blueberry treats. So we usually have a few of those in our pocket to reward him for being a good lad. But I think he really enjoys it. Like he does like, as I've said about 1,000 times already, he really likes having something to do. So he's quite cooperative most of the time.
Very good.
Your mum should do a close-up of him getting a treat.
Can you take the ropes and the... It's still going to be So this is our proper saddle. I did start with a like bareback pad saddle that we use on Lexi, the little Welsh section A. So that was what we started with, but we were really fortunate because someone was selling this saddle. It was made for a Welsh section D, and it was also made for, or I guess it was made for a Tresoya. So Nico is from the Tresoya stud as well. And it fits quite well, so it was kind of meant to be. And I do believe, rudely interrupted by the dog there, sorry. I do believe that you should have a proper fitting saddle for your youngster, because you are teaching them the first stages of being ridden. Like, you want them to have a comfortable saddle. I don't like it when people say they want a starter saddle or they just want a cheap one, blah, 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 blah. Like, that is the first saddle that your horse is having on its back, and it should be comfortable in that saddle. Like, you just are creating issues for yourself in the future. Like, get a saddle that fits your horse. Like, okay, yes, it's going to change shape. Like, Nico has got no withers. He's going to change shape. But you want him to be comfortable in his saddle when he is first having that saddle on his back. His first memory of that saddle needs to be that it's comfortable and it doesn't hurt. So it's so important. This saddle cost me, I think it was £250. It's a proper, well-made English leather saddle. Like, you can get them cheap and it's going to hold its value. Like, don't go and buy a 20 quid saddle that, you know, its tree could be broken. It could have metal sticking out of it inside that you can't tell. Like, don't buy a bad saddle. Like, buy something that is relatively cheap but is a good saddle and is going to do the job. Like, if Nico didn't change shape, I could keep this saddle forever. I mean, he is going to change shape, obviously, because he has got no withers at the moment, and that is going to come. But, you know, that's the kind of way you want to be looking at it. I know it's hard because saddles don't sell like they used to, I suppose. Like, they don't hold their value like they used to. But I don't know, I'm in it for the long haul, so I think it needs to be done right as opposed to cheaply. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't have the best paid job in the world. Like, literally all my money goes on my horses. Like, I was saying the other day to a couple of my friends, like, I literally don't get my hair cut. I don't get my nails done. I don't get my eyebrows done or anything like that. Like, literally all my money goes on my animals. So I don't know, like, I'm not poor. I mean, like, I literally don't have any money left every month, but I try and get the best of what I can get, because I think that it makes a difference in, like, bringing on a horse. Like, I know that Nico's got the best saddle that he could have, so he's not going to have any sort of, like, issues with saddlery in future. It's the same as, like, when Ellie got authorised? Oh my gosh. When Ellie got diagnosed with arthritis, I think I tried to combine diagnosed and arthritis in the same word. Anyway, I bought lots of magnetic stuff and massage pads and that sort of stuff. And I think it's kind of paid off because she hasn't really gone lame since. So I think it pays to spend money on your horses. But we all do that anyway, don't we? Anyway, I think I'm waffling a little bit now. I've had a little bit of wine, so maybe that's why. Anyway, as you can see, I have gotten on. We are doing well, really. Like, he is, as I said, so chill. Like, there's not been one moment at all where I thought I would get on and he would be a complete prat. Whereas before I started this process, I really thought that he was going to be the one that would injure me, and, like, I thought I'd be getting on and he would be bronking and bucking and rearing and I'd be, like, hanging on for dear life. But he's not been like that at all. He's been an absolute gent so far.
Where's my fucking treats?
I feel first time out on the dual rides, giving the 15-year-old pussy pants a lead because he wouldn't go past the pigs. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, the horse in front is, how many times have you sat on him? Okay, so second time riding solo, pretty much. Yeah. So broken in, backed, jumped on board. This 15-year-old has been backed and ridden since he was 5. Name and shame Theo, as he's getting led by a newly backed pony because this little twat would not go past the pigs.
Right, I'm going in front now.
So go in front now. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. I mean, be sensible for you to go to that side. That's it. Good boy. Good lad. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Good boy. That's it. Come on. Good boy. Good baby pony. Come on. Oh, sorry. Come on, good boy. God, it really hurts my bum. Karen was like, "You're such a moaner," and I was like, "It doesn't really hurt my bum."
He doesn't like it, does he?
He doesn't like the stones, but I mean, if he went in the middle, it wouldn't be quite so bad. Ellie's the same, so's Lexi. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go and eat in there. Good boy. Good boy. So that is where we're at right now. He's only really being ridden very lightly about once a week. The rest of it he's mostly doing long reining. But really pleased with how he is coming along. We will probably slowly continue this up until the winter. And then hopefully see how he is for next year. So that's all for now. Hope you have enjoyed this little catch up of where Nico's at. So over and out for now.